And here we are. Hello there. Let me just set up somehow like this. Hi there. My name is Jarek. I'm the Archon CEO. Welcome to our bi-weekly live streams, AMA. You can ask any questions, and we'll also provide updates on our projects. My plan was to make the, to have some haircut today, but unfortunately, the last couple of weeks we were extremely busy with moving offices and everything else. So, believe me or not, it's just full-time job. But finally, we're here. So I'm in a new place, a new office. Almost everyone except to accounting, and accounting is going to move tomorrow. Yeah. So at the moment, it's fully plain. I don't have much things on my on the walls. The plan is to put up a lot of graphics and arts and everything else from our games. I will be doing some small tour around the office at some point. It's not gonna happen today because of I'm not ready basically. So today we only set up the stream, and I was like chasing my tail today again with other stuff. But finally, as I said, we moved, so I can start doing a proper work. By proper work, I mean just being focused on things which I really should be focused on, especially on pre-painted stuff and for caves and such. So that's that for introduction. We're also entering the holiday period, which means something's gonna be quite slow now. People take holidays; they're going off normally for a couple of weeks, and yeah. So normally we kind of in the let's call it shutdown period, but regardless of that, I will still be doing AMAs, and I will still have some updates for the projects we have running in the background. Okay. Okay, what's the questions? Do you have any questions? So Pablo asked the question on news on caves. I do have some renders. We moved. We needed to move the pledge manager only because we lost almost like 5 weeks now with all the production and everything else. So because we couldn't focus on doing other sets, we just paint all the sets we needed for the legacy sets. So all the legacy sets we're finishing at the moment. And next week we're moving machines here to this building because they are currently located in another building. So it's quite issue. It was a quite issue to set up anything new because we needed to go there. Needed like engineering attention and such. So not production but engineering. So basically we're moving all the machines here, and starting from next week you should be seeing more and more pre-painted new stuff pre-painted. So that's that. We will catch up. We will definitely going to catch up. Yeah, I mean, not only, I mean, there's lots of people, almost 17,500 people excited for this one, and here as well within the team. I have some new renders to show you today of the miniatures. Yeah, they kind of level up comparing to the previous minis. So that's good. That's great stuff. How was the move? It was horrible, horrible. So in general, we needed to move quite urgently, and then we kind of decided to go full steam ahead with moving machines at the same time when we move offices. So as you might imagine, there's lots of there's baby toothing issues. I think this is how it's called in English. We got different saying on that one. So there's lots of tiny small issues here and there. Something doesn't work. There's internet is not working here or there, and blah 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 blah. So we needed to reconnect all the PCs and connect them to the desk. And, oh Jesus Christ, that was just like really a lot of work. Yeah, so I would say horrible, but finally we're here, and I think everyone feels much better. The old office was pretty old. It was kind of not even. I'm not going to be talking about that. It's we have this one behind us, so yeah, that's good. What you see in the background is the video. We have this video displayed constantly at the trade shows. Whenever we go to trade shows, I just decided to put on because there was just a black screen. So yeah, and it shows many of the projects, heroes projects and caves, and yeah, and those maybe some sneaky peeks. So the question regarding the stretch pay, sorry if this was asked before, is Game On paying you in the monthly installments some way? Yes, yeah. So how the stretch pay works is you've been charged, and then literally a couple of weeks ago, or I think the cutoff is every single Friday, we're getting the money transferred from GameFound. I think, my personal opinion, this sole feature of stretch pay for GameFound is just groundbreaking, comparing to Kickstarter, for instance, which is like, you know, completely outdated now comparing to GameFound in terms of features. Yeah, so that works. It's good. The only one problem we see maybe in the future, if we have a number of people who, for some reason, didn't get charged for the stretch pay, and then we're gonna have to individually get in touch with them to see what's the plans, right? Okay. Let's go through slides. I do have some slides to show you, as always. Heroes, new expansion development. So this is where you're going to be seeing some stuff from us. I'm going to be showing you renders. Orion, Master of Orion. Orion is, I know many of you love Heroes and the IP itself, but in terms of the gameplay, in terms of everything else, Orion is gonna be, in my personal opinion, kind of masterpiece, or the best game from our place and from here. And also not only as a gameplay, but also graphically. I'll show you some things. I'm really excited about that game. Master of Orion, obviously GameFound Plus update. I just have one slide today, not much. We can talk about the tournaments which are happening currently in Europe, which is great seeing that one. And the pledge manager for that one is going to start on time, but we're gonna get there. And then a little bit update on caves. I did mention it's a little bit kind of slow at the moment in terms of sculpting, but we have like several pieces sculpted. And now we're back on the tooling, so the machines are up and running. I should have more tools to show you and sprues to show you in the next month or so. Sorry, let's hydrate a little bit. We have some questions coming from Discord. So our playgroup loves the co-op Wave 2 Legends of Preternia. So, you know, okay, so yes, we will have more co-op missions. We've got to have. It's the thing is this game requires it will have a full live service as well. So we moved everything which is live service for the next year. We're probably gonna need more people in the business, or maybe start looking around fans to help us in at least some elements of this live service. So by the live service, what I mean is just to provide more and more content, which is just like PDF content. You can download it and play accordingly to that. So whether we're gonna have some large updates like boxes or things, we will see. At the moment, what we have, it is enough to release till mid next year, or at least third quarter of 2025, which is a lot of content in a pipeline to release for the Battleground. But saying that, yes, you might expect some more PDF stuff. I mean, with the video movable train track items, which look fantastic. Do you have the plans to introduce other mobile options in the future campaigns? Thinking water, gas, poison, pipes, and such. We could, and we will. It's down to engineering, really. It's down to engineering, which means that our team needs to, you know, spend a little bit more time on engineering to design those things. So yeah, you might expect more. I mean, also it's part of the experience. I mean, we're getting more and more experience. So Marcin, which is the lead for concepts for terrains, it's just having quite a lot of good ideas. And yeah, you might expect more and better things. Gregor asked the question. So the question we are waiting for an answer for is the new game found campaign starting at the break of Q3, Q4. Pozdrowienia, super robota z grą. Thank you. I know the date is planned, so it should be September. Just we're aiming at the September, right? So I think mid-September will be the good date. Kids going back to school, and you know, everything is back on a track. It's not good to start any campaign during like this period now, which we have a holiday period, because people think more, you know, people just go on holidays rather than don't think about the games. But in general, yeah, I think this September will be the good date. Yeah. We have announced the add-on elevation sprues for caves in the latest game found update. Could you share some designs and plans for the elevation sprue, please? I don't have a plans for the elevation sprue, but I do have a bunch of concepts, and the team is currently working on that one. I've seen some comments like this should go through Prismacast. It needs to be also pre-painted, so we need to take that one also in there. But that's one. There is something interesting I have seen on our internal caves forum. It's that we might be doing something like kind of tiles in angle when you place them in this orientation, and it just break this kind of squareness. I like that idea a lot, and as I mentioned, the team is actually working on that one. So if we manage to engineer in this one correctly, we might actually introduce this one. So stay tuned on more, because what you see here is just the walls, right, and a floor. But if you see the full picture, it's really good. Looks really good. And then we have additional bits and bobs. So how, you know, how they're going to connect and how they're going to stack. So you have one pillar, then you might have some clips, the side clips, and then you might have like a wall, which is open wall on the top, which then allows you to put other way around, upside down, kind of. Yeah. So there's lots of ideas floating at the moment, and we'll see which one is the best. And yeah, I hope I'm not spoiling too much. I'm not showing you too much, because I know the team was yeah, ready for me to go and show you this. Also, there was a question about Titanomachy. I don't have nothing for the Titanomachy at the moment. It will be, I'll show you some more things in the next upcoming live. Okay, let's have a look for, oh, what I'm doing. I'm talking. Yeah, you're right. What you see here. Sorry for that. Sorry for that. Brain dead. Okay. Again. So. Yeah. So cave columns, right? And then we have that. I will just have some water. And that is what is in angle. Sorry for that. Yeah, so they would be placed like kind of vertically. And here is the one which I was mentioning, which is kind of upside down, connected to that pin. Yeah. So, I will add like kind of like a platform. You could even put like a stone platform, let's say. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna move on with those things. Let me just check some questions. Do you have any timetable for the next month projects to show? Not really. We do have timetable for the projects we want to do it next year, and we're gonna be doing it next year. However, some of them are IP, and I'm unable to talk about them at the moment. But this year timetable is definitely well, obviously Heroes, because we just announced, and then we have Master of Orion. Those two things going on the on a GameFound crowdfunding. Next year we're going to start with Dungeon Lasers 7, which is going to be miniatures. That's the first quarter. Second quarter is something interesting. It's a space combat game. That's what is planned. So that will be the second. That will be second quarter for the next year. The third quarter, I cannot talk about it. Neither about the fourth quarter, because both of them are IP projects, and I don't want to spoil it too much. Well, not even spoil it. We just need to make an announcement, proper announcement for them. Okay, I see some questions come in. New office looks crisp. Thank you. We will do a small round around the office downstairs and then manufacturing, because finally looks good. So yeah. Has there been any news on Battlefront will be available on Amazon for North America? Yes, it will be available through Amazon, and it should be well, we wanted to do it this month, but there is some accounting things we need to sort it out. For us initially, I thought it was we thought it's gonna be much easier to introduce products into Amazon USA, but there is so many things we need to look into, like, you know, Nexus. Nexus is kind of the tax point for the United States. We are registered in some states in the USA for the tax purposes, but not all of them. So that's that. There is things about the shipping products to Amazon Prime, well, to Amazon to be, you know, in a Prime. So a lot of things, and I know Marcin is working with a external company which we hired to do that, as well as Ada, and both of them are very active on sorting it out ASAP. But yes, it will be there, and not only the Battleground, because almost entire line of our products will be available through Amazon. Hi Jan or Jean. So the question is, will the new campaign have stretch goals? Yes, it will have stretch goals. It will have a lot of stretch goals, nice ones, and some very interesting ones, and some things we missed. You might remember, like, you know, some spells were missing and stuff like that. So yeah, we're gonna be adding those things. But stay tuned. I'm not gonna be able to tell you what exactly is there. The space combat is the skirmish or board game. It will be the skirmish game. It will be the skirmish game. Thing is, if you remember on the last live, I mentioned about X-Wing being dead and Armada being dead, and really there is nothing else out there. And I would, you know, we were working last year on the space combat game, but it was just put in a freezer for some time, and yeah. Now it's time to actually put this one back on the oven and see what we can cook with it. Any chance you will reconsider and create a forge and factory expansion after all? That's a very tricky question, because it's not up to us really. We managed to do with Cove, so we'll see if, because it's an IP, it's a Ubisoft IP, right? So we need to really have a long discussions, kind of long discussion with Ubisoft, whether they are interested in that. Sorry I missed this, but what about the Devil's Lair skirmish game idea? Yeah, we had an extremely interesting meeting yesterday in the office about the next year projects. I really wanted to have this one for the first quarter of 2025. So instead of like normal Dungeons and Lasers 7 miniatures line, I wanted to have that. But then because of other IPs and other products, we're not gonna be able to do that. It's just physically impossible to do from you know, tooling point of view, from rule-wise point of view, and everything else. So at this stage, this is moved for the fourth quarter of 2025, next year, end of the next year. That's what we can do the fastest. We're just basically trying to do as many projects as possible, but at the moment we only going to be able to do one project, big project, every quarter, which is still amazing because in the past we were only be able to do like one project every 6 months. So we're now pushing with to one big projects every quarter, and we're just running out of slots. Basically, we have so many other IP things to, you know, get there. So yeah, although the last year, so the last quarter, it's also a IP project. So it will be kind of, team wasn't happy today when we sit down on the projects for the next year about having like kind of 2 projects at the end of the year. But yeah, we have to do it. We somehow have to do it. Yeah, you have answer here from Jakub. Jakub knows much better about what's in the plans, what we can do. Okay, what about Titanomachy? As I mentioned, I won't have much today, nothing today, but I will come back to that next time. Master of Orion. Did mention I'm really excited about this project because it's shaping up to be, in my personal opinion, the best game we have ever designed in this company. Not only from the point of view of the gameplay, but also the arts, and not only the arts, you know, aesthetically and everything else. And what you can see here is some of the arts we've made for spies and diplomats. Not only that, this is an example of the arts we're going for, and some technology cards and such. And then we have anomaly cards. So when you go around the universe, you may encounter a different type of anomalies. So that's that. Then obviously different type of the victory conditions. And that's example of cards for diplomats. So you may hire diplomats, and they change some things which I really like, because the mechanic for the diplomats is extremely interesting. So we have 2 mechanics. We have the mechanic for diplomats, and we also have mechanics for spies. Yeah, I'm really excited for this game. Because trading resources, doing diplomacy, doing what's the name, the spying and stuff like that. It's so interesting, you know. So that's Master of Orion. Yeah, that. Oh, so announcement. So as promised, we did announcement on 15th. That's for the heroes. We have 17,000 people sign up already for campaign. So if you not sign up, please do so. If you're going to back, you're gonna get that one from us. Jesus, why there is a sound? There shouldn't be a sound. Sorry for that. So in general, you're gonna get that free thing. What we decided to do also, this plug here, this element here, it will be detachable, so you don't have to use it if you don't want. And also the text on it will be slightly different to the one you see here. still, I think it's just something to have, something to really have on your shelf. Yeah, it's kind of unique and such. I know there were some comments about why it's not playable piece and such. Well, it is kind of playable piece. Use it as a first player or whatever. You might do that. But in general, I think it is there. It is there with I like it a lot. One project for each quarter. This year so far we had a first quarter was the DNL. Second quarter we had a battleground. Now it's gonna be heroes, and then towards the end of the year is the Master of Orion. So it's gonna be 4. In the meantime, we have retail releases. We do have a any other type of services we provide for others and such. So yeah, a lot of tiny and small projects and so on. Yeah. Okay, just going back here. I see we're having discussion. That's good about the hot and so stuff. So yeah. So when we will see lasers of dungeons and lasers for Cyberpunk? Yeah. How about pre-painted? Sci-fi terrain with caves campaign in the Pledge Manager? How about that? What do you guys think? Because this question came back to us, and this question was asked on the last meeting on caves we had here. So let me know in the comments what you think. Should we do it? Should we not do it? Yeah. Okay. What else I've got to show you? You have seen, or if you haven't seen it, maybe, as they walk. 360. We do have them on the social media, so if I'm showing something, you have seen it or you not have seen it, this is what it is. Really love them. I think we just have another level of sculpting now with this project, so yeah. Hey, I agree on that one. It's one of sexy behemoth. But hold on one sec, I will show you something better. That's the Phoenix. It's a very interesting design choice in my opinion. But I really like it. So you have seen that render. I did show you that render, by the way. But what you have not seen it yet is maybe you haven't seen the energy elemental. And if you have seen it, you haven't seen this one, which is the storm element, right? I think you haven't seen it because I got approval. We got approval last week on those things. That's 2. That's 2, and then we have 2 more. I'm reading your comments, by the way, at the moment. I'm reading what you're saying about the Pledge Manager, so I won't be bringing them up because they're quite long, but yeah, interesting. Does the Heroes of Might and Magic's image game have an official name? Yes. I think it's with the full announcement. We call Battles. So Heroes of Might and Magic Battles. Okay. Reading comments, so let's move to the next set of models. I'm not sure if I show the captain, but definitely I haven't shown you the navigator. I don't know. The navigator. That's that. Okay. And then Sea Dog. This one I think I have shown you, but then you haven't seen that one for sure. So the next warrior. Okay. It is possible to get all the campaigns, possibly with extra miscellaneous scenario thrown in a hardback format, like the art book in the Game Found campaign, I mean. There's a much better quality. From my understanding, you will have to have like everything in one book, which will be like a hardcover book. This is kind of interesting, but I don't think we have a possibility to do that. We need to gauge whether there's an interest in that, and then at this stage we kind of have locked the campaigns. It's a good idea though, especially that you have to bear in mind that there will be small changes and some changes. We have to make some changes to the rulebook itself, and we did mention this one before. But one of the things will be just additional content, and that additional content will be available through PDF and also going to be available in the new game and new expansion. So it will include like how to play thing, or rather learn while you play. So some very introductory rules. As I mentioned before, the way we created the rules is you've got to read entire book, and yeah, to play the game. And then there will be some players aids, yeah. So some additional bits and bobs which speed up the learning process of the game. Now, in terms of battles, you won't be seeing anything which we have done so far. Battles is gonna be fresh sculpts and such. Any news on the battles? Unfortunately not. I did say that we're going to start on battles next year. So the work on battles is going to start next year because it's just so far away from release. I mean, sculpting wise, because the rules we also have them done. I think this is the first game when we have rules and everything else, but we don't have models yet. Yeah. This one Jakob need to answer, or yeah, or somebody from our team, because I don't know. I don't want to promise something. I think yes, that's what it is. Okay. Oh yeah, one more thing. Mateusz asked the question: will there be possibility of buying an empty individual box of the core game and all add-ons? Asking, as owner of the big box, I'm not satisfied with the quality and want to swap content. No, we won't have that one because it's impossible, kind of impossible from the point of view of shipping empty boxes from China. And then I don't think there's gonna be a huge number of people asking for that. Although we had some people asking for the big box, other way around. And we're asking if we could sell empty big box because they want to repack everything into big box. So we won't have it either way. We won't have it because it's just simply not cost effective. We have to pay like, I don't know, $6-7 just for the shipping this entire empty box overseas to here. And I don't think anyone is gonna pay like it would probably better to get a new board game or content of the board game rather than actually that's fledged. But then if you want to get every single individual empty box coming from China with no content inside, it's going to be at least $4 or $5 per box. 7-8 boxes, here you go, not worth it. Okay, so the battleground itself, I have only this slide today for you. Just I wanted to mention that the pledge manager is going to start on time on the 16th of July, pledge manager. And also on time, we're going to be starting legacy shipping. The manufacturing already finished, at least for the content, for the core content. And yeah, we're ready. But we have to push the pledge manager for 16th of July, only because we need work hours to actually create everything in the backend of the game fund for you, the pledge manager. So yeah, that's that. And there was also mentioning about the tournaments. So yeah, there is a lot of tournaments, national tournaments as well. This is what we support in 100%. So if you're part of the battleground, if you play battleground, if you still want to run some tournaments, just get in touch with us. Go on the archon-studio.com webpage, go to the contact sections, and send us an email. Yeah, and we should be able to help you out with content, with stuff content you can use for tournaments. And yeah, and also we are working on an app, by the way. So that's that. Also one more app which I should have mentioned it. So we're working on an app for the battleground. Okay. Yeah. For the caves. So for the caves, that's one of the statues which just been designed. I did mention, at the beginning of the stream, if you join now, we also have people on holidays. We also have people which are now assigned to other projects which we needed to finish. Luckily, the miniatures wise for Heroes new campaign should be finishing. The sculpting thing should be finishing next month, which means they're gonna go back to caves to finish off whatever is left from the caves. So again, you will be seeing much more content from the caves, and models, miniatures, and pre-painted. And it just simply we have to work that way because we're still catching up on tooling. The manufacturing stopped for almost 4 weeks, but sculpting didn't. So we have to catch up now on things. We have to do it on the caves anyway. So once we catch up that, we can just start working on more content, or before that. So that's this. And then we also have additional content which is here. We have some additional crates and additional statues. And in the meantime, it's also the one which I showed you at the beginning of the stream, which is the elevation ones. So this is one of the toolings you requested in the surveys. So we decided to do that. We decided to add this one into a pledge manager. So that's that. Yep, there will be more legacy bits added to the pledge manager. I'm working on not only list, but also I'm going to be working on the color schemes to show you everything. Just because of that thing which is extremely complicated. This entire painting process is done by myself and graphical girl, really. And we have to work that way. So I need to create the foundations, and Vivian needs to add bits and bobs. It's only way how it works at the moment. But I need to pass this knowledge to somebody in the office to actually take that one away from me, because it takes so many hours, and I'm running out of 24 hours. Is just 24 hours for me. I need some sleep. Yeah, that's that. And because that's one of the reasons why we behind on painting, on prisma casting, everything, because of I've been busy with moving office. I need to make sure that the business is up and running ASAP. So we might be large company, but then we small company at the same time. Many people in this business, in our office, in our company, they do a lot of other things. I'm dedicated to IT stuff. So whenever something doesn't work, I need to fix it. If there is a new PC needed, I need to assemble. I'm dedicated to other engineering bits and bobs, electricity and whatever in the business, because I know those things. And yeah, so yeah, that's how it is. Yeah, we need to be kind of everywhere and have many hats and wear many hats, depending on the on the hour of the day. At the moment, I've got the CEO hat, but in the morning, I was a project manager, and then afternoon I was a IT guy and construction worker, and now I'm back on being CEO. Welcome to our our existence, our universe of small business. So that's that. This is just the color of render, by the way. So it was rendered just to show the difference between the wood and stone, kind of, or steel. I would rather say, because it needs to be steel. It got a better chair, Jakub. I think it got. I mean, let me show you something. Now if the camera still works. So let me show you some office. So, well, the big boss sits. That's you. So that's screen. In general, that's the office. Yeah, that's this. The sound will go down for a second, okay? Because I need to go to the window. So at some point I'm gonna be doing a small tour. We're gonna record some stuff to show you. But yeah, this stage is a little bit difficult to do that. Difficult to do that because of no time, really no time. And I need to set it up. I would like to set it up the way that I actually work around in the office here and show you upstairs and downstairs, which then help you to understand what we do, and maybe record something during the work hours, because at the moment the office is empty. It's like almost 9 o'clock here in Poland. So yeah, there's nobody in the office except myself and some CNC engineers downstairs and CNC operators. Let's go back to the questions. So answering question about the Jakub chair, he definitely has got better chair. Okay, so I can see you asking question to Jakub. That's good. Jakub is on chat. Thank you, Jakub, for being in chat. Any chance for lava room or Xenogenesis cell be available in case PM? If anything from lasers, it will be pre-painted. So that was one of the questions whether you still want it, because as I mentioned, it came up that people want more legacy sets pre-painted. I'm happy to do that because it's much easier much easier to pre-paint the legacy sets comparing to the new sets. The new sets, the complexity of them, it's really sky high comparing to the old sets. So that's that. And there's no much engineering work involved in the legacy sets. But the new sets, they much more difficult, and we need to spend more time on engineering to get them on the Prismacast bed, and so on. So there is a possibility we could add more. Yeah, not me really. What as a company, we as a company, yes. It's yeah, it's think about the business. There's always team, always. I might be having majority of the ideas what we do next. It's purely down to experience, right? I've been in a hobby, and not many people in our company actually is from the hobby, and there's sometimes lack of understanding about what we do and how we do. But in general, I'm not deliver. People deliver. So the team deliver. Like Marcin and other people actually they do deliver. So yeah. Okay. Okay. That's good. I mean the plural you, of course. Thank you. That's not, yeah. Oh, by the way, this is interesting. How about hey, how about Heroes of Might and Magic board game merge? How about that? So Rajo is saying about the manuals for the manuals for the Deus Lair. I'm totally agree on that one. They're not the best. So let me explain a little bit about the how we do manuals. The manuals actually being done before even models are created, before even tooling is done for the miniatures. And what we really should do is once we create the manual, before we put manual into a manual together, at least one engineer should go through the assembly, that assembly instruction and adjust accordingly. We don't do that yet. And it's just really down to work hours we would have to put. But because of this new place allow us to have now you know, students to work as well. I think this is one of the things which we could, you know, employ students from university to, you know, help us with, because obviously engineering hours are kind of much more valuable, you know, much more costly, and I would rather my team to work on models, toolings, and miniature and those things than actually assembling models and seeing whether the manual instruction is okay. But that will improve. Believe me or not, it will improve. We know where we did wrong. We know not wrong, but we know how bad we are in terms of, you know, assembly instructions, and we will work out. We will fix that one for the next projects. That's for sure. The GameFound campaign, I believe it should be September. We're aiming at the September. At least this is what we have in our projects. I mean, this is the third quarter, yes, September. We're not gonna be moving the date because that it's in a very good state at the moment of design, so there's no point of actually moving dates. I will buy anything from related. Yeah, on those things about the mergers, I'm not gonna be hiding the fact that we are trying to get those things for the board game, obviously. So it's not gonna be kind of Heroes 3 per se. It's gonna be Heroes 3, the board game merge. So if we manage to do that, yes, it will be available through the campaign. If not, at this stage, we will definitely have something next year. Because we would like to have it at least some merge available for tournaments whenever you run tournaments or when there is a team running or playing. So it'd be great to see people actually playing in the official merge of the board game, right? Yeah. Tweezers with Archon logo for the small parts. That's a good idea. Yeah. I mean, this is also internal joke. I remember the first models we did, like, you know, for plastic injection, they were like simple model, had like, you know, 8 pieces. And when, you know, when engineer is cutting the model on a screen, right, the model is like that large, and like entire screen, like they work on a large screen, so effectively it looks like massive, right? But they don't realize how small, tiny pieces sometimes they have to cut, and yeah. But that's improved. You know what we did? We gave them, we gave them sprues to assemble. and they just realize in 5 minutes how difficult sometimes is to glue so tiny pieces. So with the next models, they actually did like much more bulky elements instead of actually tiny small pieces. Yeah, that's the way. Learn it through pain. Yeah. Jarek, are you hyped for the Heroes Orchestra? Heroes 3 vinyl remastered. Not maybe excited, but it's great. I'm excited for the passion and the energy to keep doing it. Like really, really, really. They're so into it. It's just crazy. It's just beyond any belief that somebody can actually do that for so many years and keep doing it, and still so, you know, enjoying it. So that's what I'm really passionate. The energy is like out of the you know, any scope. Would love to see more behind the scenes videos, if that possible, with some of the designers talking us through the process. Maybe have Shimon doing a short Q&A. Hey, that's a good idea. I'm trying to find a little bit more time for, what's the name, for real work. So maybe we could put them on a camera instead of me and my boring face. Yeah, but that's what it is. I mean, there are things we are unable to show. You know, just like, you know, we did with Prismacast. We announced this, we showed a lot of things, and all of a sudden competition is also trying to do that, replicate this process. So fine. I mean, that's the part of the business. We're gonna have to put this one on another level now, on a higher level, and then at some point they're gonna be doing exactly the same, bringing up on another level. So that's how it works in the competition spectrum. But we have to be very careful what we show, and because there's so many know-hows here, which are designed and created by us, and which really got, you know, kind of cost a lot of time, energy, and stress, and everything around it. That, you know, giving away like that one is not good. Yeah, so yeah. So that's this. That's that. Yeah. So that's the thing. I mean, this is what we can do. For the slicing, or we call this one cutting, really. Why some are cut into many more pieces than the others? Yeah, it's really depending on the plastic injection and the angle. So if you want, yeah, we could make models, one-piece models, but they're gonna be extremely static. So if you remember old Games Workshop models, you find them on the board games, like they were like this or like that. So in general, they were cut the way because of plastic works. The tooling for the plastic works that there is no room for any type of undercuts, so you need to create a lot of plain and flat surfaces. Kind of like a tooling for, I would even say, for metal in the past, when you have to be very careful with the cutting line, not go very wibbly. It needs to be kind of straight. So same here. But that's a good idea, though. We should talk a little bit more about those things. We have to be careful what we're saying and what we can say. But just normal stuff, yeah. An Archon branded plastic extraction tool to push off the floor balustrade pegs of dungeon lasers would be really nice to avoid breaking them. Can you not use the other side of the... Can you not use a wall piece? Like you have a wall and there's a peg and use that one as a tool? Or needs to be longer? If it needs to be longer, yeah, I think. You have that statement here. I think it's enough important to show you, and then you can read it out by yourself if you want. But yeah. Okay. It's 5 minutes till 9. I'm gonna have to finish for today. If you have some questions, keep them coming. I will answer. I'm happy to answer them. I can see you have Jakub in the comments, and it's really helping you out. So that's great. Lego separators. So the last cave question for you. Any idea how long shipping will take ETA on legacy items to ship to USA? Thanks again. So normally, like in the past, when we open the pledge manager, when you close the pledge manager, and when we say the shipping for the legacy set starts, we have them normally within a week or two out of our place. Because we are preparing for that beforehand. So like now we almost have every single legacy sets we wanted to have in the pledge manager pre-painted, so that's ready to go. So I would say if you look at the dates when we going to say the legacy shipping starts, 2 weeks within that time it should be in a post on a boat to you. And then it all depends where are you located in the States. Yeah, so it's about a week or so from our factory to you. That's what it is. It's quite efficient. I mean, we never had any problems with legacy items and shipping time and whatsoever. Usually we were very good prepared for that one. At least on that point we have we got a t-shirt and we have experience and such. We've been there, we did that, and we got a t-shirt. We would have a campaign will be on resale. I missed it. I don't think so. In fact, we don't have any. Haven't even planned next a train campaign yet. I don't think it's gonna be next year neither, because as I mentioned, we discussed the next year projects. You may expect something first quarter, maybe second quarter of 2026 for the new train bits and bobs. But yeah. But for sure, the first quarter it's gonna be now miniatures campaign, miniatures and terrain, by the way. So it's not gonna be, it's gonna be scattered terrain. So nothing huge, nothing big. But it's gonna be the terrain will be aligned with the miniatures range that is going to be released. Yep. That's the hack, life hack. Lego separator is your best friend for taking apart the DNL. Yeah, so yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna be finishing for today. It's long day tomorrow as well. I'm gonna have to be here Saturday, probably Sunday, just to finish off everything, like setting up desk and those things and tidy up a little bit. So it's gonna be a long weekend for me. I'm gonna be seeing you even in 2 weeks time. So what's coming? I hope a new announcement for the IPs. It'd be great to finally do that. Definitely more focus on caves from me and from the team. That's that. And yeah, we're getting close to heroes, right? So obviously I'm gonna have to feed you with that. At some point I want to talk more about Master of Orion, because especially the gameplay. We're getting now entire line of miniatures which is designed for that game coming to us tomorrow, after tomorrow. Sorry, tomorrow on Monday, which means at some point we're gonna have to start doing nice photos, recording, and show you how this game plays, because it's amazing. It's really amazing. I mean, I love IP, by the way. Master of Orion was just IP which I wanted, kind of kind of I was forcing on myself to do that, and you know, but on top of that, it's not only great IP, it's also gonna be amazing, really amazing game. Yeah, so that's that. Okay, thank you again for joining me. Thank you for watching streams. Please sign up to the Game Fund campaign on Heroes, just to make sure you don't miss out the thingy. And yeah, take care.